Hey, what's going on everyone? Misha Wilson here. And hey, in today's video, we're going to be talking about lead generation. And specifically, we're going to be talking about what makes a lead a good, high quality lead so that you can go ahead and follow the process, attract high quality leads that are most likely to convert into sales and repeat sales so that you can create more profit in your business. With that said, if this is your first video, my name is Misha Wilson. And over the course of the last few years, I've done nearly $20 million in total sales. And I've built email list of literally hundreds of thousands of people generating over 1 million leads total. So when it comes to lead generation, I know a thing or two, and I'm going to be talking specifically here today about what makes up a good lead and how to attract a higher quality lead from day number one. With that said, if you get value, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and that bell icon notification button. And don't forget to let me know in the comments section below what your biggest takeaway is. Let's go ahead and dive right in.
Welcome to the Misha Wilson Show, where we show you how to create massive success online so you can enjoy the lifestyle of your wildest dreams.
All right, so once again, what we're going to be talking about here today is really what makes up a high quality lead and how to attract higher quality leads in your business. So one of the things that I learned when I first came online is the difference between a high quality lead and a low quality lead. So at the very beginning, I actually stumbled upon a traffic source that was extremely high quality, but I didn't really realize it and I didn't really know what to look for in it. So I was spending money on traffic and I was generating leads for like $7 a lead. And my sales conversion rate was awesome, but because it was $7 per lead, I was panicking and I was freaking out. And even though I was making a bunch of sales, because it was costing me so much to go ahead and generate those leads, I actually turned off those campaigns. I turned off that traffic source. I turned off those campaigns, even though there were sales coming in, based solely on the fact that I was looking at the cost per lead and I was panicking because I had this false assumption that it should be lower. All right. And so I went out and I found another traffic source and I ran traffic to that actual offer that I was running traffic to. And yes, the lead cost was so much lower. All right. I was seeing $1 lead, $1.50 per lead cost, $2 lead costs. And I felt this huge, sigh of relief when it comes to the actual lead cost, only to look at my sales conversion rate and realize, holy crap, I've had 1,000 leads come through, but I haven't made a single sale. So I'm actually losing way more money than I was making before with the actual higher cost campaign, and everything just isn't working out the way I wanted it to. And I kind of had to go through that painful process. I ended up going back and finding that person, turning that campaign back on, the higher cost campaign, getting as much of that traffic as I could, and it helped my business, but I didn't do that for quite a while because of the fear of paying more per lead and not understanding what I'm about to share with you here today when it comes to the difference between, kind of levels of quality of leads. So the first thing to understand is that not all leads are created equal, all right? And depending on the source and depending on the way the source markets to their leads, if you're dealing with, let's say, a solo ad provider, if you're dealing with, purchasing traffic from an individual or a platform for that matter, dependent on how the platform kind of operates, is going to change the quality of lead that comes through your funnel, which at the end of the day is going to change how, once again, that person makes decisions in your funnel and how much that person buys within your overall sales process. All right, so I want to talk about the principle here. And the principle is that there are 3 different types of traffic. There's cold traffic. And cold traffic is people who have no clue who you are and have no kind of a relationship with your brand. There's then warm traffic, people who know who you are, but they haven't purchased from you yet. And then there's hot traffic, people who have bought from you and they're likely to buy more from you in the future. All right, now what you want to do with your online lead generation kind of efforts is you want to try to get as much warm traffic into your sales funnel, at least when you're kind of new, get as much warm traffic into your sales funnel before trying to branch out and trying to figure out cold traffic when you're brand new. Cold traffic is ultimately the holy grail because you can scale much bigger with cold traffic, but it's also much more difficult to convert into leads or sales, even though sometimes it might be cheaper, of course, like I figured out with my story. All right. Now, how do you make sure that you can get as much high quality warm traffic through your funnel when you're brand new? If you don't have a big following, if you don't have an audience, if you don't have, a big group of people who know, like, and trust you, how can you kind of replicate warm traffic? Because once again, warm traffic is traffic that people, once again, kind of know, like, and trust you and have a relationship built with you. So when it comes to, let's say you're purchasing solo ads, it all comes down to the relationship that the vendor has with their audience. So let's say you're buying a solo ad from someone, let's just say Bob metaphorically, and all Bob does to his list all the time is he mails out spammy messages over and over and over again, right? There's no relationship building, there's no warmth, there's no bond that he has with his list. All he does is spam his list all the time, nonstop. And therefore, because all he does is spam his list all the time, nonstop, when he sends your message is perceived of as the exact same thing, spam, and therefore even the people who take action and click, they're gonna be less warm, there's gonna be less of a bridge, there's not gonna be a bond created, and as a result, there are going to be lower sales. All right, now let's say on the flip side, that Bob has a relationship with his audience. Let's say that Bob sends high quality content. Let's say he sends videos just like this. Let's say he constantly warms up his audience. He hosts high value webinars for his audience, and he has a really strong presence, in the online world that his audience enjoys tuning into. Well, what'll happen is you can then have Bob take a message, Bob can send in a solo ad, and Bob can actually say, hey, this is coming from my friend, Misha. I want you to check this out because Misha is going to show you the most simple path to generate income on the internet, whatever your message would be. Click here to check it out. And essentially, Bob bridges the gap between the cold traffic and the warm traffic. So you get to tap into that relationship, and you get to leverage that relationship that Bob has with his email list because, once again, he's spent the time to build a relationship with his list, all right? Where on the flip side, it's totally cold. So even though you don't have a relationship, you're tapping into his relationship and you're benefiting from the relationship that he has with his list, all right? Now, when it comes to platforms, what you kind of want to do is you want to market in certain ways that will attract people to you based on seeing more of who you are, seeing your face. So as an example, when it comes to Facebook ads, I always prefer video ads over just kind of written or text ads. Why? Because before someone ever comes into my sales funnel, they're gonna see a video just like this of me. They're probably gonna hear my story. They're gonna hear my story, my before and after, $10,000 in debt, kicked out of a house I was living in to now doing $20 million in sales. I'm gonna have some sort of relatability with that prospect. I'm gonna warm that prospect up before they go ahead and come into my world. Now, if you're not ready to do videos and you need to do written ads, that's fine. Be sure to have bonding material in your written ad. So have your story within your written ad. Have elements of your attractive character. If you don't know what attractive character is, stick around in my world and I'll share it with you at some point in time as I constantly reference back to it. And all of my email list subscribers should know what the attractive character is. But have elements of your story and have different bonding material as a pre-frame for your leads so that before your lead ever takes action and opts in and becomes, once again, an email list subscriber and someone who might potentially purchase, they have more of a relationship with you. And when you can replicate that, when you can create a warm audience of people coming through your sales funnel, you'll see higher conversion rates, firstly when it comes to traffic to lead conversion rates, but then most importantly, you will see higher conversion rates when it comes to lead to sale conversion rates, and then also much higher conversion rates from email follow-up, all right? If you get a lead on your list who got spammed in order to get on your list, chances are that person's not going to open any of your emails. But if you have someone who's come through your list, a warm prospect who has, seen a video of you or been edified by someone else who they have a relationship with about how cool you are, and then they come on your list, that person is then more exponentially more likely to go ahead and open your emails, engage with your marketing, tune into your messaging, and as a result, of course, buy your programs, products, and services. So with that said, there are 3 different types of traffic. Remember, cold traffic, people who do not know who you are; warm traffic, people who know who you are but have not purchased; and hot traffic, people who have purchased and are likely to purchase again. Your goal and your job is to try to fill your sales funnels and get as many leads as humanly possible from that bucket of warm traffic, or go ahead and kind of have the right pre-frame with your advertisement to warm your traffic up before they come through your sales funnel, thus increasing your sales conversion rates, and at the end of the day, making a whole lot more money. With that said, I hope you got a ton of value out of this episode. As always, let me know in the comments section below what your biggest takeaway was, and I will see you in the next episode.